In this video, we're going to think about how a number of debates surrounding social media, including some of those that we touched upon last week, can be connected to its political economy. The relative ease and cheapness of producing media online, compared to TV for example, has provided space for a diverse range of viewpoints that may struggle for representation in mainstream news media. We saw this last week in the role of social media in facilitating the Me Too movement, and this is joined by other movements facilitated by social media such as Occupy, who protest that neoliberal economic policies have generated inequalities that concentrate wealth in the hands of fewer and fewer people, and the use of Facebook in the Arab Spring revolutions in the Middle East in 2010 and 2011. However, the Christchurch shootings, violence in Myanmar, and evidence of interference in a range of elections and referendums around the world have drawn acute attention to the way in which sites such as Facebook, Twitter and YouTube have provided a platform for extremist viewpoints and stories of dubious factuality with the aim of attracting users and thus advertisers. Facebook's primary source of revenue is advertising, charging companies or organisations like political parties for targeted advertising based on their treasure trove of user data. And these controversies highlight the potential disregard that the directors and shareholders of companies such as Facebook have for the political ramifications of what their platforms are being used for as they chase users and profits. So this is something different from a powerful media owner such as Rupert Murdoch using his news channels to promote particular political figures. Ultimately, companies such as Facebook and Alphabet have established powerful monopolies and made their founders incredibly rich based upon their hands-off attitude to content, whatever the risks to society. Controversies have also erupted regarding Facebook's sharing of this data with third parties. Facebook have repeatedly claimed that they don't sell users' data to third parties. However, the New York Times has found evidence of data sharing agreements between Facebook and companies such as Microsoft, Apple, Netflix and Amazon. And a scandal erupted in 2018 involving Facebook's sharing of data with shadowy political consulting firm Cambridge Analytica. This firm were able to use apps on Facebook to harvest the data for 87 million users, and then use this information to develop covert digital campaigns in elections all around the world, including the election of Donald Trump. Following these controversies, there have been calls for greater regulation of tech companies such as Facebook and Google, both in terms of their management of content and data and their ownership, with the latter including a request to see Facebook broken up due to its near monopoly over social media. Such calls recognise the problems of a completely free market and the need for intervention of government regulation. This has resulted in Zuckerberg himself acknowledging the need for greater regulation regarding the management of content and data, specifically regarding elections, harmful content, privacy, and data portability. Of course, he's not asking for the regulation of ownership though, and it does rather seem that the fear of this more major regulation may have shaped his attitude towards more minor regulation. Furthermore, whilst Facebook has already achieved its success precisely because of the absence of tight regulation, such regulation of content and data will make it harder for new competitors to get rich quick in quite the same way. Either way, these debates raise questions regarding what kind of role the government should play in the media. We'll think about this in more depth in the next video.